Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Over the Fence Common Sense podcast. A lighthearted, funny, and often sarcastic look at our world today and some highlights of conversations I've had with friends and family, often over the fence in our yard. Challenges we never expected to face as a society full of normal people full of common sense. I like to start off with some random things that just really piss me off. The first one is I recently heard and then verified on the internet Gavin Newsome, the governor of California, recently spent $189 million. You're not going to believe what he spent this on. To buy tablets for the inmates. Are you kidding me? California is in such a state that money could have it could have changed the whole state, but instead now the inmates get tablets. Shaking my head. Another random thing that might just be because I'm old and cranky, but it seems like all the hotels that they're building nowadays are these boxes with windows that don't open. No balconies, no outdoor space. Good thing I quit smoking a long time ago, because the thought of going down the hall, get on the elevator, go downstairs, go out through the lobby, just to have a cigarette, it just seems insane. Now I understand the liability. People like to get drunk when they're at hotels and do stupid stuff. But if this is where hotels are going, honestly, for me, I'd rather stay in a Verbo or a motel or even rent a cabin. I'm not staying in one of those cages. It's just insane, and they're going up everywhere. Now, I would like to emphasize that I am just a realtor. I'm a property manager, a landlord. I've been managing rental homes for over 40 years. I'm not qualified to hold judgment on anybody. However, I am an American, and I do have opinions on just about everything. Just ask my husband. So, here's a few opinions that I'm thinking a lot of you may agree with. Maybe not, but maybe. Always like to keep my podcast short and sweet and to the point, but I always have a lot to say. Can anyone explain to me the benefit of this proposed mandatory kill switch on all 2027 vehicles? I understand the necessity for impaired drivers, but is there not some other way to test their sobriety? If you're in an emergency situation and your car won't start, can you imagine the panic? I hope car manufacturers and consumers fight this, because it's just crazy. There's a commercial that I saw recently, and it's like a couple, and there's a tornado behind them, and they're running to the car, and they get in, and he's like, start the car, and the car says, sir, it looks like you might be impaired and not able to drive. Please breathe. And this tornado is getting like closer and closer. So living in Florida, stuff like that really hits home. I mean, if I went out to my car and it wouldn't start, I'll hold on to my 2026 as long as I can. Again, just my opinion. Okay, this is a little more serious. If you live in Florida, please pay special attention to this next clip here. I stumbled upon a website the other day. It's called Florida Resident Directory, which didn't seem alarming until I clicked on it, and I entered my name just out of curiosity. I was shocked. It brought up my full name, my date of birth, my address, my phone number, my email address, and it goes on to show like the parcel number of our property, even the acreage. Now, I noticed that a few other states have these similar websites, so this could be a huge thing. As if that wasn't shocking enough. Are you ready for this? It also shows your voter registration status, whether you're active or inactive, and which party you're affiliated with. Be aware, people, because I could see this causing a lot of problems if this information were to get in the wrong hands. And here's the other thing. If you click on this tab, it says view my neighbors. It shows you the 15 people that are closest to you and all of that information on them. It's kind of scary. I mean, I love the internet and I knew you could find information about people, but date of birth, full name, what you're registered as, seems a little scary. To the next point. TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. It's a very real thing. Now, I'm a registered Republican, but if I were to be totally honest, I think Trump is arrogant. I think he's pompous, sarcastic, and he's just an ass. And he talks too much. However, he is proving to be a great president. You know, we've pointed these things out, the kids' accounts and the private 401ks for people whose job don't provide it. I mean, I could just go on and on. The border, just go on and on. You know, for decades, we've always had a president that is very presidential, dignified. But where has that gotten us? You know what they say, if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. So I'm open to trying something different. His approach is harsh, but he's bold, he's brave, and I truly believe that he always has the American people's best interest at heart. Question the way he goes about it sometimes, but he's effective. And I've heard this saying many times recently. Just think about this for a minute. If you hate the man more than you love your country, you're part of the problem. You know, we didn't necessarily like Biden or Obama. But if they did something that was for the good of the country, we didn't bash them. The ballroom, for instance, I think it's brilliant. I've seen events where they've had tents and women's heels sinking in the mud, and I just, not to mention the recent correspondence dinner, what happened there. But I'm afraid that if a Democrat takes over, they're going to destroy the ballroom just because Trump built it. And how sad is that? Remember, if you hate the man more than you love your country, you could be part of the problem. Just something to think about. Always like to finish on a funny note, and I saw a meme today. If you knew stop, drop, and roll, you're probably old like me. So now it's freeze, squeeze, and sneeze. Sorry, that's funny. Thank you all for watching and hopefully enjoying this podcast. Please follow, subscribe, share, watch for upcoming podcasts, because we may have guests, interviews, but you just never know. We may go on the road someday and do some traveling. You just never know. But we appreciate you. Remember, folks, what you allow is what will continue. So if you're not happy, do something about it. Until next time, God bless you and America. Good night.